these motherfucking
studios
on this motherfucking
video.
Hey there. Welcome back to Retsnobs. Now, I'm sure you're wondering why I'm back so early.
Yeah, I thought you were washing the sins of man in the mirror away.
That was, until I saw a terrible article from The Guardian that made my blood boil. So I figured, what better time to review Shrek than now? And besides, it did recently have its 20th anniversary, so let's get started. Oh wait, no, actually, before we start, let's get some backstory out of the way. Now, this film, like a lot of films, is based on a book. It's a book that I never read, but I know is radically different from the film. Now, early in production, Chris Farley was cast as Shrek. $5 says David Spade would have been Donkey. Sadly, Chris Farley died during production, and David Spade was the falling star needed to make a wish. Shut up, I like David Spade. I'm never gonna get another chance to reference that line. I'm not reviewing Joe Dirt. Their wish came true in the form of two different SNL performers, Mike Myers and Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy's career was on another high, and Mike Myers was a rising comedy star. Add Cameron Diaz and John Lithgow to the mix, and you've got an incredible main cast. As for my history, I'm not sure if I saw the film in theaters, but I know I watched the DVD a lot. Same for The Cat and... But let's never mention that thing again. Shrek is an ogre that lives all alone in a swamp. One day, while fixing his signs, a donkey bumps into him. Though Shrek does not want the donkey, named Donkey, to stay, he stays. That night, as Shrek has a quiet dinner, it's interrupted by a group of fairy tale creatures. They were evicted from their homes by the dastardly ward Farquaad. Shrek goes to confront Farquaad and is given a quest. If Shrek can retrieve Princess Fiona, he can have his swamp back. So Shrek and Donkey go on an adventure to save the princess. Will Shrek save Fiona? Will Farquaad keep his promise? Isn't there a whole franchise of movies?
I'll tell you why.
This will come as no surprise, but I love the performances from the main cast. Starting with our incredible duo, Mike Myers and Eddie Murphy really are a great team. Their chemistry is incredible, making you feel like they're in the same room together. Cameron Diaz brings an incredible badass quality to Fiona that will be built on in the rest of the series. As for John Lithgow, he's having a lot of fun playing Ward Farquaad. The comedy, in my opinion, is still funny.
I'm not a puppet. I'm a real boy.
Technically, you're not a king.
Thelonious. You were saying?
Particularly, I love the wit and humor of Donkey. He's just so full of joy in life and always puts a smile on my face.
Well, you know what I like about you, Shrek? You got that kind of, I don't care what nobody thinks of me thing. I like that. I respect that, Shrek. You all right. I don't want to go back there. You don't know what it's like to be considered a freak. Well, maybe you do, but that's why we gotta stick together. We can stay up late, swapping manly stories, and in the morning, I'm making waffles.
And of course, all the comedy that involves the fairy tale creatures is also fantastic.
I can fly!
He can fly!
He can fly!
He can talk.
Gotcha!
I found some cheese.
Awful stuff. Dead broad off the table!
Where are we supposed to put it? The bed's taken.
Huh?
Now tell me, where are the others?
Eat me! He's married to the Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man!
She's married to the Muffin Man.
The film looks fantastic, especially when you consider its age and other CG films released around the same time. Not perfect, but still fantastic. Specifically, the scenery of the film is incredible. A good example is the sunset back in Shrek and Fiona. It's beautiful. The soundtrack, which is mostly pop songs, is superb. Choices like Bad Reputation, I'm on My Way, and All-Star are perfect to me. This is because, in my opinion, Shrek's music is based on the mood in combination with their lyrics. Also, I'm a Believer is the only song that could have ended the film.
And I'll give you your swamp back.
exactly the way it was.
Lord Farquaad, while not a bad villain, is certainly not the best. He barely pulls any strings. However, I won't be unfair and say he does nothing. He is the reason Shrek starts his journey after all. I guess I would have preferred that he have more to do with the roadblocks our heroes faced, like the fairy godmother in Shrek 2. Maybe he could have hired Robin Hood and his merry men, as opposed to having the Hood and his men just randomly save Fiona. But this is only a minor point, though. Okay, let's talk about that article. Shrek has an outhouse with a working toilet. That's the first sentence. After our lime green hero, Lorelei, wipes his ass with a fairy tale ending, it was apparently decided that the film needed that emphatic flushing sound. 20 years later, that flushing sound seems to signify the moment when blockbuster animation circled the drain. I'm sorry, what? I guess my dude Scott over here has never heard of Pixar or Studio Ghibli. Nickelodeon was also making some blockbuster animation, and DreamWorks Animation also made some blockbuster animation. Sure, they made Shark Tale, but they also made How to Train Your Dragon and Kung Fu Panda. So I can tell you, blockbuster animation wasn't dead. Shrek is a terrible movie. It's not funny. It looks awful. It would influence many unfunny, awful-looking computer-animated comedies that copy its formula of glib self-reference and sickly sweet sentimentality. The curse has eased, but not lifted. Scott, I say this with all sincerity. Fuck right off. Now listen, my issue is not that you don't like Shrek. That's a fine opinion to have. My problem is your bitter tone. Now, I'm not going to pretend to have never torn a movie apart. The Cat in the Hat is a perfect example of me tearing a film to shreds. But at least when I make a point, I try to present why I think it's awful, or why I think it's good. I don't just go, Mike Myers sucked, the kids sucked, Humberfloop sucked, the movie put 1,000-year curse on my bloodline and learned family films forever. I say, it's bad, here's why. It's good, here's why. Then suggest watching it or not. Scott, I don't hate you as a person. I just think you need to work on your presentation. Just like how I need to work on my presentation.
Shrek? I was wondering.
Shrek is one of my favorite movies. Despite what that random article said, I still think it's great after 20 years. The performances from the cast are magical, the comedy is still good, it looks stunning at times, and the soundtrack is as catchy as ever. Even with my feelings on Farquaad, this film is still an all-star. If you haven't seen it, I say check it out. If you have seen it, see it again.
Thank you. Thank you all for watching. Oh. I'll see you next time. Right now, I need to watch something new. You know, maybe I'll find some inspiration. You should see him when he's hungover.
Will Smith. Kevin Kline.
Bon voyage.
Shrek has an outhouse with a working toilet. It is not part of the film's cynical brand of irreverence.
Shut up!
Look, children, it's a falling star. Make a wish.
I'm not talking this damn thing you ever saw.
I beg your pardon, what did you say?